at the Buff Dudes home gym, about to get a workout in, and we're switching it up a little bit today. Brant, who sent us these badass, big ass chains, as you can see right here. A little bit of Brandon mobility action going on in the background as well. But maybe he thought that our workouts were slacking or that we needed to switch it up a little bit, because he sent us these big ass chains. They're badass. We've been using them over the past couple days, and then we thought, well, why don't we just put them in a video? And why don't we make our 5 favorite big ass chain workouts? So that's exactly what we're gonna do today, and we're gonna get started with deadlifts. So we're doing a little bit of mobility first, then we're gonna get started. Not sure if we're gonna be able to do these things, because these things really are very heavy, but you know what? Hell with that, we're Buff Dudes. We're gonna blow through this workout in no time. It's time to kick some ass. Doing some full squats for a little hip, ankle mobility, just so that way you can feel like once we start with the deadlifting, we can get in that proper form right away. We're not too tight, we're not too immobile, and get that proper form, make sure we're doing it right. Oh yeah. We try to typically do it for around 10 minutes or so before any kind of major compound movements, so that way you know, alleviate any kind of pain or issues you might be having in these big movements, because you know, hey, the body can be delicate at times, so you got to treat it accordingly. And we're going to go over a few of the things that you want to keep in mind if you're going to be using these big ass chains. And one of them is going to be, as you can tell, we've draped the chain over the end of the barbell here, so you don't necessarily have to lock them in. If you see this, it's just simply draped over, just like so, and you try to keep it at the end of the barbell here too, so that way when you're going into full extension and then letting it down in the eccentric contraction, it's not going to hit the chain as you bring it down and kind of screw up your deloading phase. So one of the great things about chains is that it's an accommodating resistance, as they say. So as you raise it up, it's loading the bar with more weight as you bring it up to that full extension. And as you lower it, it's deloading it, so it's getting a little bit lighter. It's gonna build strength, it's gonna build power, it's gonna build size as well. So it's a really great tool to try to introduce into your training, especially if it's becoming a little bit stale. So that's one of the things we love about the chains, is it kind of brings in a new element that maybe you're not necessarily used to, but it feels damn good when doing it. Moving on to pull-ups. There's a couple different ways you can do pull-ups. Body weight, which is hard, with the belt, which is harder, and with chains like we're doing, which is not only hard, but it makes you look like a badass. That's always good, right? Well, a badass if you can perform them, and we're struggling a little bit because this is a lot of weight. As you can see, in fact, it's about 65 pounds is how much these chains weigh. I'm about 220, weighing in just about 285, so you can feel these things fast, and we're already definitely getting a workout in, as you can tell, running out of breath. But remember, with pull-ups, you still want to try to retract that scapula down and back, get that chest right to the clavicle position, up to the bar, rep it out, baby. Excellent upper body exercise, even better with some big ass chains. Yeah. So we just did the squats with the chains. Now this one, we were talking about earlier with the deadlifts, the loading and deloading. With the squats here, eccentrically you're bringing yourself down and it's deloading the weight, which is going to get a little bit lighter because each chain and link in the chain is going to hit the ground and hence make this weight quite a bit lighter. But as you raise up, as you're pushing through to the top position, you're actually going to have to use a lot more force and strength, because each link comes off the ground, it's going to be loading the bar even heavier. So it's going to kind of feel like a different feeling at first, and also as the chains sway back and forth, it's going to take a lot more stability. Your core strength is going to have to really try to work overdrive during this exercise with the chains here. Now you'll also notice how the chains are actually put on the barbell. We're not just draping them over like we did on the deadlift. So if we draped them over, they would not actually go low enough to the ground to start deloading the weight. So what happens is we hooked up some smaller chains on here, a little carabiner, and then also we can control how far down we want to go or how far up. So it's kind of a cool tool to have, which came with the chains, which is awesome. You'll see some chains actually have a collar where you can control it that way, but sometimes this is a little bit easier because you can also do a DIY setup in a sense if you don't want to purchase the collars, because they might be a little pricey. So yeah, definitely good feeling. Very difficult, but again, brings a whole new feeling into maybe a stale exercise or one that you've been doing over and over again and you need something new and you want to push your body that much further. Getting quite the compound killer workout today. We got deadlifts, pull-ups, squats. Now we're moving on to bench. Typically we would never work these exercises all out together, but we are today because we're basically just going over some of our favorite exercises utilizing chains. Hope you enjoy it. We're gonna be sore for about 2 straight weeks after this. So we're keeping the same setup from squats to bench press. You can see we got the little chain holding up the big chain. It's like the tugboat chain. Getting it done. Pretty easy, although I'd like to say easy, it's actually pretty difficult. Jumping right into about 250 pounds. As Brandon was saying with the prior exercise, once the links start to pick back up off the floor, it's gonna get a little bit more difficult. So when you're bringing the bar down, you're thinking, this is getting easier by the minute. And then when you bring it back up, all of a sudden it gets hard again. So keep that in mind, because the struggle is real. Moving on to our last exercise, and personally my favorite using the chains is gonna be chest dips. What makes this one so nice, especially utilizing chains, is it's gonna help to push your body forward. The difference between tricep dips is you want to keep your body upright. With chest dips, like we're doing now, you want to be leaning forward, and draping the chains around your neck is going to help you accomplish that. It's really nice. These ones are electroplated, so they're not going to rust, which a nice bonus of that, meaning you're not going to get yourself dirty as hell, which we've done before with other chains in the past. So busting this one out, really feeling that chest bump and getting it done. This workout is almost over. We just finished our top 5 favorite exercises for utilizing the chains. These exercises are really one of our favorites anyways. They're huge compound movements. You wouldn't typically use them in one workout. We kind of just included all these just to show you guys what it would be like if you wanted to add chains into a workout, or specifically each exercise, and what they feel like and what do they really do too. We talked about before, the loading, deloading gets a lot more difficult as you go into the concentric contraction, really building that power, strength, and eventually some size in there too, which is always a good thing. Another big special thanks to Brant for the chains. We'll make good use of them. We'll make you proud. And until next time, stay buff. Yeah.